Hey there, Internet. Um, this is a little bit of a follow up video to my one that I posted sometime around May 19th, talking about the stroke that I had back on May 13th of 2020. So, this is just a bit of a follow up to kind of talk about the things I've had to go through in the last month and just things that I've kind of learned along the way, I suppose. So, first of all, May 13th, 2020, I had a stroke in my thalamus. Manifested itself with double vision. And I ended up basically kind of like passing out while driving and crashed my truck. My last video, I kind of complained about probably how much it was going to cost and things like that. So, first of all, happy to report car insurance took care of the car, obviously. We ended up getting a pretty decent payout on that. Health insurance and the air ambulance. Air ambulance was originally trying to get us for like $87,000, I want to say. I told them, no, you need to talk to the health insurance. There's a little bit of a contention there, but ultimately looks like that's going to be fully covered. So can't really complain too much about that. So I'll try to make the video quick. The feedback I got mainly from the last one was I talked too much, and 30 minutes is just a little too long. So I'll try to trim it down just a little bit. So just to kind of recap, I had the stroke. I had double vision. I had really bad double vision for the better part of a month, and that's pretty much the major symptom, I guess you could say, or fallout from it. That's just kind of been dogging me ever since I got out of the hospital. What pretty much happened was my left eye was affected by the stroke. Stroke was on my right side, which affected the right side of my brain and my thalamus, which affected mainly my left side. And although I'm left eye dominant, my left eye was kind of up. So, kind of weird. I mean, I'll admit I look like a crazy guy. I looked a little weird. But, walking and stuff like that was a little odd because my dominant eye was kind of taking over my left eye. And it was like everything was further away and up than it should be. So, fortunately, I did spend a lot of time working on that. You would not believe, I tell everybody that I talk to and I kind of talk to in depth about this, that, we take looking and seeing for granted. You just think, okay, just look over at that, or you look over and whatever, not a big deal. And that's fine. But then when you can't do it, that is when things get kind of crazy. So, it was a little bit frustrating. It was a little disheartening. I was worried, like, am I going to have to live like this the rest of my life? It was tough. And, to try to kind of rehabilitate that. And, I had to work and strengthen my eye muscles again in my left eye quite a bit. And watching this video, you probably can't see anything. And that's because right now, through, just the hard work and a lot of blessings, I'm able to see straight for most things. When I look side to side like that, when I move to the right, everything's single vision. When I move to the left, it's still double vision for about a half a second or so, and then my left eye will kind of click into place and I see things normally. So it was really cool being able to look at like my kids, and it was like seeing them for the first time. I think my daughter was just sitting, like, eating some lunch or something, and I kind of looked at her, and like my eye clicked into place, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, it was very emotional for me. Just because it's like, again, like seeing my kids for the first time or something like that, after not being able to see them for a few weeks, and then all of a sudden it kind of drops into place. So that was a really cool episode. And just seeing and feeling my eyesight getting better over the last few weeks. Up until 2 nights ago, I was playing video games. I was playing Sea of Thieves, and I was able to pretty much just sit there Not another stroke, don't worry. I was pretty much just able to sit there all night, playing Xbox, looking at the TV, and seeing everything as I had, like, maybe 2 months ago. So really cool, really good experience. I have a PT physical therapy appointment here in about 20-30 minutes. So just kind of running around town, getting some things done. Still have not driven yet, you know. And I'll tell you, the big thing is fatigue. I have never been so tired in my life. I don't, generally don't like waking up in the morning to begin with, super early. And this has just been an absolute killer. Naps like an old person. It's really sad. It's not the way it should be. But when I first got out of the hospital, I mean, I'm talking 14, 16 hours a day, sleeping from 8 o'clock at night till 8 o'clock in the morning, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and then going on a walk for a couple miles, coming back, and having to sleep for another 5 or 6 hours. It's taxing. Physical exertion is very taxing. It is crazy. Like in 2018, 2019, I was a huge fat, out of shape sack of crap, and I spent an entire year getting myself back up to speed. And I was in pretty good shape. I mean, not the best shape ever, but pretty good shape for me anyway. Being able to run 1.5 miles, 2 miles, in 90, 9500 degree heat. It's not easy. And so, I was at that point before I had the stroke. It'll be a while before I get back to that. So, that and the eyesight, I think, were my two big struggles. And I'm talking fatigue, like, the way it was explained to me. One of my friends, from back, I've known for quite a while, she had a stroke in her mid-30s, and she called me on Facebook and was talking to me about it. And the way she likens it is, like a little baby, like a newborn baby, they sleep, 18, 20 hours a day. And I've lived this 4 times, right? So they sleep that much because their brain is building all these pathways, and they're learning, and they're just stimulated, and they're just looking around and seeing all this stuff for the first time. And it causes them to be really tired. And that is kind of the way it was for me. The neurologist explained that the stroke caused like a very deep bruise in my brain, damaged part of it, and whatever. But all these these new pathways that my mind is having to make when I go out for a walk, when I go and I exercise, when I'm sitting there, playing video games or whatever, exercising my thumbs. When I'm practicing my eyes, moving, focusing on things far, mid, near, trying to look around fast. It's all just building pathways, establishing neural links and stuff like that, and it's very taxing on the brain. So I've had a lot of headaches, had a lot of just downtime, where I just feel tired. And it's not so much getting up in the morning. It's, I'll get up in the morning, I'll go for a walk. That's just part of my routine. I'll go 2, 3, 4 miles. This morning I did 3 miles. But I'll do my routine. I come back. It's by that time it's already 95, 96 degrees where I live. I'm sweaty. I need to drink. I'm a little bit dehydrated and stuff. So I try to drink as much water as I can. I fall out. I go to sleep. And then 3, 4 in the afternoon, the kids are trying to wake me up. The wife's trying to wake me up, and I do not want to get up. I'm just laying there, and I have to tell myself, you need to get up, and make myself listen. And it's a mind over matter thing. My body's tired, my mind is very tired, but you got to make that decision to get up and just keep fighting, and that's that decision I have to make. So that's about it. Is really just the fatigue of it all. The eyes, like right now, you can probably see me looking up. I'm looking across the parking lot, sitting here at Walmart, and white truck, cream SUV, and then I look over to the left, and there's this Kia that's kind of bouncing around a little bit, because it still just takes work. And my left eye, my eye is actually sore. Like the muscles that control it, that are all around the eye, are actually sore. because and this is just speculation, but as the eyes want to be like this, and my brain keeps forcing it to link back up and see as one, it's work. It's work on the muscle, it's strain. It's just the way it is. At the end of the day, it sucks. I had a stroke. I can either just sit around feeling sorry for myself, or I can kind of get back in the fight and just keep pushing as hard as I can. And that's what I chose to do. So something I'm very, very grateful is my people I work with. My wife, her cousin set up a GoFundMe while I was in the hospital before I even woke up. And that dang thing cleared quite a bit of money. And I was very thankful for it. I had to pause it for a second there. Very thankful for the people that I work for, the people that I work with, people that work for me. Just had an astronomical outpouring of support, and just everything that could have been done for me, I believe has, and I'm just really grateful for that. So had a lot of good conversations with the people I work with, and again, just the level of support has been incredible. Somewhat, I was surprised. I was very pleasantly surprised. And I'll just kind of leave it at that. So if any of those people are watching, I just really want to let you know how much I appreciate it. Thank you very much. But the road to recovery is going to take a little bit more time. I think right now I'm probably about 95%, just missing my sense of humor and forgetting a lot of stuff. So one day at a time, I suppose. So thank you for watching, and